Judge Douglas has paid tribute to my skill with the dagger. I thank him for that, but I must admit that he can do more with that weapon than I can. He can keep 10 daggers flashing in the air at the same time. Fortunately, he's so good at it that none of the knives ever falls and hurts anyone. He can condone slavery in the South and protest hotly against its extension to the North. He can crowd loyalty to the Union and defense of state sovereignty into one breath. Which reminds me, and I hope the judge will allow me, just one more homely little anecdote, because I'd like to tell one about a woman down in Kentucky. She came to her cabin door one day and found her husband grappling with a ferocious bear. It was a fight to the death, and the bear was winning. Struggling husband cried to his wife, "For heaven's sake, do something." Wife asked what could she do. Said the husband, "You can at least say something, encourage him." But the wife, not wishing to take sides in this combat, hollered, "Go it, husband, go it, bear." Now, you've heard the judge make allusion to those who advocate voting and eating and marrying and sleeping with Negroes. Whether he meant me specifically, I do not know. If he did, I can only say that just because I do not want a colored woman for a slave, I do not necessarily want her for a wife. I do not need to have her for either. I can just leave her alone. In some respects, she is certainly not my equal, any more than I am the judge's equal in some respects. But in her natural right to eat the bread she earns with her own hands without asking leave of somebody else, she is my equal and the equal of all others. And as to sleeping with Negroes, the judge may be interested to know that the slave states have produced more than 400,000 mulattoes, and I don't think that many of them are the children of abolitionists. That word, abolitionist, brings to mind New England, which has also been mentioned. I can assure Judge Douglas that I have been there, and I have seen those cheerless brick prisons called factories, and the workers trudging silently home through the darkness. In those factories, cotton which has been picked by black slaves is woven into cloth by white people who are separated from slavery by no more than 50 cents a day. As an American, I cannot be proud that such conditions exist. But as an American, I can ask, would any of the striking workers in the North elect to change places with the slaves in the South? Will they not rather say the remedy is in our hands? And still, as an American, I can say, thank God we live under a system by which men have the right to strike. And I am not preaching rebellion. I do not have to. This country with its institutions belongs to the people who inhabit it. Whenever they shall grow weary of the existing government, they can exercise their constitutional right of amending it, or their revolutionary right to dismember or overthrow it. If the founding fathers gave us anything, they gave us that. And I am not preaching disrespect for the Supreme Court. I am only saying that the decisions of mortal men are often influenced by unjudicial bias. And the Supreme Court is composed of mortal men, most of whom it so happens come from the privileged class in the South. There is an old saying that judges are as honest as other men and not more so. In case some of you are wondering who said that, it was Thomas Jefferson.